is Mimi O'Connor. I'm the director at Elliot Child Care Center here in Manchester, New Hampshire. And I wanted to talk to you today about masking. I know that there are several programs that have struggled with whether or not the masking would be appropriate around young children. So I wanted to let you know what our experiences have been. We have been open this entire time during COVID-19. We never closed our doors. We anticipated that we would stay open. We did not start masking at the beginning. It wasn't something that people were familiar with, and the requirements continued to change, as we all know. About a month ago, maybe a little bit more, our hospital mandated that all staff in all buildings were to wear masks, and that included the childcare. So we do wear masks all day, throughout the day, from the minute you come in the door until you leave. You may take it off, of course, during your lunch if you leave the building, while you're eating and while you're drinking, but otherwise you do have the mask on. The only other time that staff do take off the masks if they can feel like they can properly social distance outside, distance of 6 feet or more, maybe for a few minutes to take the mask off and get some relief, and while the children play independently. But if a child does come near, you need to put that mask back on. It was very difficult at first. We have a number of masks that we have tried. We have had staff make masks. They're all different patterns and different shapes. So you really have to find what works best for you. And there's a lot of different ones out there. The ones that I find I like the best are the ones that our staff made out of pillowcases. They're very light, so they're breathable, and they seem to have a lot more give than maybe some of the other brands. I bought one online, which is very tight and very tough, and so it's not something that I would wear at work for 8+ hours a day. We also do now wear the paper masks. These are, especially if you're going outside, are very light. If you have any of these, or you can wear some at work, we do now allow these. We didn't before, when PPE was a problem because there weren't enough maybe for our hospital staff, but at this point there are, so we have, some of us do switch to these. I know that there's been some concerns, and I've been on a few calls and seen some chats about how children react to masking, and that it wouldn't be appropriate with young children. And that was one of our concerns as well. However, what we found is that the children adapted very quickly. Our older children were fascinated with the colors and the patterns and what you were wearing and which mask were you going to wear the next day and why they couldn't have one. So we do not ask children to mask. It's not appropriate for young children to do that, especially in a group care setting. So the children do know that we wear masks, our older children do, so that we can protect them. If we happen to have the virus and not know about it, that we would not spread it to them, and that the mask is protecting them and keeping them healthy. And that's something that I think is important to share with young children, especially if they're at the age where they can understand that that's why you're wearing it. The other piece was our infants, and I have to say that was the area that I was most concerned about, because infants read our faces, right? So if you take away your smile, how can they read your face? Our infants that were already here when we began masking had no problems. They could recognize our voices, and we did, occasionally, especially at the beginning, say, hi, it's Mimi. But then we also got a new child into our program a few weeks ago who was 12 weeks old and who didn't know us. And so I gave her a few hours with teachers that were in the room and masking. And then I went in and I asked the teacher to let me hold her, and for the teacher with her mask on to smile at her and see what her reaction would be. And as soon as she smiled at her with her mask on, her eyes changed, and the baby immediately could tell that she was smiling. And that gave me a lot of comfort about what infants would be experiencing. And right now, the only change from our current practice is that we have a mask, but our voices are still very caring and loving, and they can still tell that they're in a safe environment. So even if you're wearing a mask, which I'll put on, your message is still the same. Your voice is still the same. Your eyes are still the same. They can still read your body language. So I wouldn't worry about how masks are impacting the children in your care. The way it's impacting the children in your care is you can protect them from a virus that could be harmful to them or to their families. I will also tell you that we have come up with some hacks. If you can tell, I have children. We actually had a family provide us with some of these. These go around the back of your neck. You can actually hook the masks into them so that you don't feel that touch on your ears. There's also headbands that can get buttons, and there's attachments. So if you're having trouble with having them around your ears, if it's painful, look for some of these things. These have been really helpful to us as well. That's it. I just wanted to give you a little bit of encouragement about masks. We are continuing to wear them. We don't feel like there's any time in the near future that might change. We do ask our parents to wear them in the building as well as they drop off in the lobby and pick up. So if you have any questions, certainly contact Child Care Aware, or you can also contact me, and I would be happy to talk to you about masking or anything else during your transition, either into providing care if you have been closed or remaining open if you have questions or concerns. Good luck, everybody. It is possible. We can do it, and we can continue to provide the great care that all of New Hampshire's children deserve.